Hey guys, got another 5-2 game going on here against the jpvc from Brazil. So I think that I'm gonna start playing the 5-2 games again because I think you get auto paired that way, and I get pairing so much faster. All right, so we have a Gruenfeld. I've been playing this bishop f4. The Gruenfeld is another one of these openings that I don't really have a good response for. So I think that I probably need to, at some point, take some time to learn what I need to do here, or find a system that I'm comfortable with. I played a lot of different ideas, but he's played c6 here, which means that his structure is now kind of a what do you say, a Schlecter Slav, I think, where the Slav defense where they fianchettoed over here. Usually, well, I guess he could take on c4 now. He's maybe thinking about whether or not that's the right idea. A real Gruenfeld player would not have played c6 and would have played, excuse me, played c5 a little bit later, or maybe even right then. So we'll play e3 now to make sure that we cover that pawn. I'm not one for sacrificing pawns unnecessarily. Like, you've got to really convince me it's a good idea before I'll go sacking pawns. We do, however, need to castle soon. So play bishop d3. Maybe he'll take right now, or maybe he won't. I guess I'm a little bit concerned about bishop g4. I don't want him to play that. Maybe I'll play queen b3 soon. Maybe on the next move. He takes. Okay, so I'm nicely trained on f7 here, so I have ideas like knight e5 at some point, or maybe knight g5, or queen b3. So I think he is, and I don't think he's ready to play e5. I think e5 is a move that often black will. I've seen people often play when they have this sort of system against me. I'm not in such a hurry to get my queen out now because his bishop isn't going anywhere against here, so I'm just going to castle. Just going to castle. I guess I could try to play e4 soon too. There's nothing he's doing to make my life difficult in terms of playing e4. I don't know if I like this knight bd7 move of his. Maybe he could have. Well, I guess it's probably okay. I wonder if he'll play e6 now. Kind of hope so. That'd make his bishop really sort of a little bit awful. Okay, so he wants me to give him that bishop. I don't really want to do that. I don't want to do it. And perhaps I should have played h3 to prevent it. I had a couple ideas with it, so I'm going to play here. And at the very least, I'm going to make him really extend his pawns if he wants to try to win that. Excuse me, try to win that the knight for bishop there. Okay. Ooh. Actually, if he plays g5, I can take a couple times, and his knight is hanging here. So that's definitely an idea as well. Something to consider. Okay. Do I want to do that or not? Well, it is only a blitz game, right? And I think so. I need to take with the knight first if I'm going to do that. So knight takes, pawn takes, queen takes knight, and then knight. Yeah, but he's going to get the two pieces. I'm not really winning a piece because he gets a second one there at the end. So maybe. It doesn't really work, I guess. I could play something else, like knight d2, come out to e4, and if he takes there, then I'll take here. And he has awful pawns. That's an idea. do that. Let us do that. This is letting him get the knight for bishop trade that he wants, but it's going to cost him some structural damage, even more so than before. And I feel that he probably shouldn't be too thrilled about going for this. He probably will just play knight back to f6, and I'll play bishop down to g3. So you could argue that I've wasted some time by putting my knight on d2. But maybe I'll play, okay. Maybe I'll play f4 next. Okay, so he plays this c5. It appears that he would like to, if I take, he's just going to put the knight there, which we don't like that very much. We don't like that much at all. Maybe we will play knight b3, and now we're threatening to win this pawn, and if he takes here, I'll retake with the knight. Maybe I'll get a knight on f5. Maybe so. Also, ideas like h4 come to mind. There's a good chance that h4 played soon. Okay, so as planned, we shall take with the knight. Strongly consider playing knight into f5. Knight f5 is really good because he can't, it would cost him this bishop, otherwise it will cost him this pawn. And he will already be regretting his decision. Okay, so what should we do here? Oh. We'll just come back. Not worried. Not worried at all. Oh. Nah. He got rid of my bishop f5 ideas. The little sneak. The little sneak. Okay. Well, we'll just go to c2 then, I guess. Maybe play h3 or f3. Ooh. We should make sure that we remember that this pawn is pinned in the event that he gets the bishop back to g3. That will be fun to do. But I think that we're probably going to kick the bishop, and not worried about that. We're just going to kick the bishop, hoping that he plays it back here, and he does. So now we get this move, but no, we can't do that just yet, because he'll pin it. Oh, that doesn't matter. Yeah, let's play this anyway. He pins it, I take on h3 with check, and then after bishop takes, I have queen takes, and that's also with check, and taking advantage of this pawn being pinned. So that looks like fun. Hopefully good things happen here. All right, let's just knock off that that one there, and that looks like a nice place for a bishop, pinning that knight there. Yeah, f4 is a real idea now. Yeah, f4, good chances of that happening. We also have ideas of knight to e4. Good chance of that coming, well, after the queen must move, of course. Let's not do that. That would be just silly to drop that. Okay, so we wanted to get the queen off that line anyway. Where should we go in an effort to support our f4 idea? Where should we go to support f4? I guess we'll go e2, and maybe we'll reemerge on g4 later. But I think f4 is probably going to be the next move. Okay. Be careful. He doesn't have a dark square bishop, which makes me happy. He takes, we retake with the rook. And then we will double. Okay. Gain a tempo on the bishop. Or on the rook with either. And now we take here. And we shall double. And this knight is a goner. Okay. All right. We won on time, but I'm certain that we were also winning on the board there. So let's go have a look see at that. Short game, only 26 moves. So a Gruenfeld that turned into sort of a Schlecter Slav and went well for us here. We just played normal moves. I'm sort of happy with this decision to sort of make him have some pawn concessions before just allowing this exchange. And yeah, right here, I really wanted to. I really was thinking pretty long about some sort of a sacrifice here, but I just couldn't find one that I thought worked. Though, that being said, perhaps something as simple as knight takes, pawn takes, queen takes, pawn takes g4, and then bishop d3, which is hitting the h7 square, threatening mate on h7. Yeah, but then he just plays knight f6. And that is no more. That idea is no more at all. And yeah, I've got two pawns for a piece. His king is pretty exposed, but he's got a bishop as a defender. He'd have a knight as a defender, and I would only have a bishop, and a queen. And that's just not enough. Not enough at all. Especially when the knight coming to f6 is going to open up the bishop to come out. Maybe he could bring the queen up to d6 and come across. I just don't think that there was. I don't think there was enough there to justify that. So I'm glad that I didn't choose that. Instead, I chose this move, which I'm not really certain that this is great. It does really dissuade him from taking on on h4 though, because after pawn takes, queen takes, and his structure is just ugly. He's probably not going to be able to hold this pawn on h4, and yeah, he's going to have a lot of the same attacking problems that I was going to have before, except for he has no material for it. So he didn't take, went back, and then he plays this move, and I didn't want to play knight back to f3. One, because it felt like that I was felt like wasting a move, but I think I probably kind of am anyway. But I'm threatening to win this pawn here after just simply pawn takes, or even knight takes. It doesn't make much difference, I don't think. He could just defend it. Actually, he cannot. Well, he could. So if he just plays b6, I was thinking I might have queen f3. But it seems like he can just play a rook over, and then he's okay. Yeah, no, he can't because the bishop covers that square. So maybe he can't play b3. Okay. All right. So maybe he is sort of forced to take here. I retake with a knight, and I've got no structural damage here. I do have lost my center here. This knight now has access to both c5 and e5, which it didn't have before. So maybe he has gained something out of this. But my knight is. I got to improve my knight, so, and I have this f5 square, which could be, given his problems on g7 and h6, maybe that's worth it. We just drop back, we get this, we kick it because we want to use f5, and perhaps maybe should have gone back to d7 and not allowed us to go to f5. So here we go to f5, and yeah, I was talking about if he plays bishop in, excuse me, into g6 there, I'm just going to take on h6, which is check, bishop takes, and then queen will take the bishop, and thanks to this pin here, that's actually fantastic because it's a check. He's going to go here, and then I'm also going to pick up the bishop, so I would win. I'd win a piece and a pawn there. Probably another pawn as well after that, so that would have worked out really well for me. He did not do that. he went here, and so we just took his bishop, which is a key defender of his position. Then we pin the knight, and we're just going to play f4, open the f file, and win the knight, which is essentially what happened here. And yeah, there's not much he can do about this. I'm just going to swing the other rook over. He's got no other way to. I mean, I guess he can bring that knight in, but after I double the rooks, maybe play queen f3, I'm going to be able to get way more against that knight than he's going to be able to support it with. So definitely a fun game. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.